Hey everyone, we are surrounded by AI that seems to get smarter literally every day. But how does that actually happen? Is it like studying from a book, or is it more like learning on the job? Today, we're going to dig in and find out. So let's just frame the whole thing like this. Is an AI learning like a student who's just cramming from a textbook for a final exam? Or is it more like a head chef in a super busy kitchen, constantly tasting the soup and adjusting the recipe on the fly? That's really the core difference we're going to unpack today. And to make this all crystal clear, we're going to follow one single analogy all the way through. The journey of an AI chef, from their first day at culinary school all the way to running a five-star restaurant. Okay, so every great chef's journey has to begin somewhere. For our AI, it starts in what we'll call the cookbook phase. This is where all that foundational knowledge gets built. Now, in the technical world, this is just called learning. It's the whole process where the system builds its initial model. See, it's given this huge but totally fixed set of data, the training data. And from that, it has to figure out all the core rules and parameters. This is an offline process. It happens before the system ever gets put to work in the real world. So for our AI chef, this is literally culinary school. The chef is handed a massive library of classic cookbooks. By studying thousands and thousands of recipes, the chef starts to learn all those fundamental patterns. Which ingredients go together, what temperatures to use, how to properly plate a dish. This is that deep, initial study phase. And this learning happens in two main ways. First up, you've got supervised learning. Think of this as following a really specific recipe where every single ingredient is listed and it leads to a known dish, like beef Wellington. The data is all clearly labeled. But then there's unsupervised learning. This is more like giving the chef a pantry full of random ingredients and just saying, go figure it out. They have to discover all on their own that, hey, tomatoes, basil, and garlic, they just work together. They're finding these hidden patterns without any labels to guide them. All right, so our chef has graduated with all this foundational knowledge. But as we all know, a cookbook can't prepare you for everything. Now it is time to enter the real world. Welcome to the live kitchen. And this is where adaptation comes in. Unlike that one-time offline process of learning, adaptation is the continuous online ability to tweak and modify what you already know based on brand new information coming in from a changing environment. It's really all about staying relevant. So why is this so critical? Well, it's because the real world isn't static like a cookbook. Customer tastes change, right? New ingredients become available. Maybe a sudden heat wave makes people crave lighter food. In the world of AI, this constant state of change actually has a name. It's called concept drift. What was true yesterday simply might not be true today. I mean, just take this example. A spam filter trained on data from 2015 would be totally useless today. And why is that? Because spammers adapted. They're constantly using new words, new formats, new tricks. If that filter doesn't adapt right along with them, its performance just plummets. So, here's how an adaptive system fights back, step by step. First, new spam patterns appear out in the wild. As a result, step 2, the system's performance starts to degrade. It's missing things it should be catching. But then, and this is the cool part, step 3, the model updates itself using this brand new data, the very spam it just missed. And finally, step 4, its performance is restored. It has successfully adapted. So how do these systems actually make these improvements? Well, there are two main philosophies, which we can think of as two very different ways our chef could decide to update their menu. So on the left, you've got batch learning. In our analogy, this is like the chef closing the entire restaurant for a week to analyze every single customer comment card from the last year, and then writing a completely new cookbook from scratch. It's incredibly thorough, but it's also slow and really disruptive. Then on the right, you have online learning, which is true adaptation. This is the chef tasting the soup as it's cooking and deciding, this needs a little more salt right now. The system makes these tiny, incremental adjustments with each new piece of data. Now, the practical difference here is huge. Batch learning can be so computationally expensive, you're reprocessing everything. It's just not going to work for systems that need to react in real time, like a self-driving car sensing a new obstacle. Online learning, on the other hand, is lightweight and fast, perfect for that kind of immediate response. Let's make this super concrete with a simple numbers example. Imagine a system, its whole job is to track the average weight of apples. After seeing 4 apples, its model says the average is 150 grams. Okay, simple enough. Now, a 5th apple arrives, and this one's a bit of a bruiser, 170 grams. So how does the system adapt? Well, it doesn't need to go back and reweigh all the old apples. Nope. It simply takes its old average, considers the new piece of information, and just nudges the average up to 154 grams. It's this small, elegant update that keeps the model current without needing to start all over again. That, right there, is the power of online adaptation.
So, as we bring all this together, it becomes really clear we're not talking about an either-or situation. We are talking about an essential duo.
The relationship is kind of like a tree. Learning creates the deep, strong roots. That's the foundation. But adaptation is the flexibility of the branches, which lets the tree bend in the wind without breaking. One provides stability, the other provides resilience. To build truly intelligent systems, you absolutely need both.
This table really just brings it all home. You can see the core differences right here. Learning is that offline process, building the initial model from a fixed data set. It's like studying for an exam. Adaptation is the online process, maintaining performance with a constant stream of new data, like, adjusting your driving when it suddenly starts to rain. And this distinction matters in the AI you use every single day. Your music app learns your baseline taste from your entire library. That's learning. But it adjusts its daily playlist based on that one song you just skipped. That's adaptation. Both are totally essential for it to feel like it gets you.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In a world that is defined by constant change, what do you think is ultimately more important? Having a perfect, static foundation of knowledge, or having the power to continuously adapt to whatever comes next? Thanks for watching.